All right. Well, hello. Welcome, not to the turret of pleasure in the enchanted kingdom of Hermione. No, we're on a road trip. We're down the road here at the fabulous Lap of Luxury. I'm here with the proprietor and my dear friend, the MicrophonicFool, who does all the stuff in these videos other than the gabbing. So he's the reason I'm here. And we're going to do an edition of I Am That Sucker, but with a twist. First of all, we're in the magnificent Lap of Luxury. Second of all, we're both that sucker in this particular case, because we both bought the subject of today's show, the Glenn Gould Remastered complete collection on little LP sleeves, fetishist bonus super box. When did we buy this? Seems like yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually.
A couple of years back. It was 100. Mine was 100. I think it was both are about 160 bucks Canadian, mind you.
Yeah.
Those funny dollars that aren't worth as much as the real dollars.
Yeah, after the shipping, I think it was 170 bucks.
170 bucks. So what you have here is every LP record he ever made in CD form, remastered. Now, what era of remastering? We don't really know. This might be the previous. Oh, and I've got this stuck on the inside too. It comes with a great thing you stick in the inside of your box because you're a record collector, right? And now, we are sitting not 5 feet, it's over there behind that big pile of stuff, of the vast majority of these on original vinyl pressings. So it's not like we really needed this. But we are both Canadian. He's from Ontario. I'm from BC. But Glenn Gould is one of those uniquely Canadian things. It's a meeting point for all Canadians. He kind of was the epitome of what it was like to be a Canadian nutso genius. Just like a weird guy who had this genius. Look at this though. You get this beautiful hardcover book, Glenn Gould Remastered, and it is written by, is it, what's his name? Is it? No, yeah, it's Kevin Bazana, sorry. Now Kevin Bazana is almost a neighbor to us. He lives in Brentwood Bay, I believe. And he writes classical music for the Times Colonist, and he's a darn good writer. And lucky bugger, he got to do this. And so you have a significant amount of essay work on the man and his muse and his music and the records. The other nice bonus, there's lots of cool pictures. You know, audio fetishists, reels of tape. Ooh, look at that, a track listing. Oh, I'm getting semis. And then you get all the original covers blown up, and each record has a complete rundown of what's on each CD. They describe the album and the performance details and stuff. So it's really comprehensive.
And usually any essay that he may have written as a result, I think, ends up getting
largely
included.
All the original liner notes are in here as well. And many of these liner notes were indeed by Mr. Gould himself. And they made, here's one, Glenn Gould right here. Enlightening listening, reading. Glenn with Lenny. What's the great quote when Lenny said that was so fantastic, I almost came in my pants. Mr. Gould we don't know what Mr. Gould said to that comment, actually. I don't think it was recorded. But there they are. And I mean, if you don't know who Glenn Gould is, I don't know why you're watching this channel, but to Canadians, he's an iconic genius performer who pretty much single-handedly brought Bach back into the public eye. When he did the Goldbergs way back when, Bach was almost kind of forgotten. And he showed up and played it on the wrong instrument, according to all the purists. And he played it all funny. He played it like he had feeling or something in it.
Yeah.
Emotion in Bach. What the hell? And of course he was this great-looking young man, very quirky and eccentric, had to wash his hands a lot in boiling hot water, stuff like that. But really knew what he wanted. And I'm going to try and show this to you without dumping it all over the floor. But nice, this is for us old people who, you know, we don't... Can you imagine if they did this like... Let's imagine this is a Pink Floyd box set. Imagine how these would be. They'd be in books, but, you know, it would be fucked. But no, they've done it quite sensibly. Now I'm going to really nitpick here. These don't look exactly like Columbia spines. I know, this is, but you know, one of the things about Columbia spines is they had this little hashtag thing at the top. And so you could pick out a Columbia record out of the racks just by looking for the little, there was a little sort of a hash thing. That's not on this. Now, maybe some countries didn't use that, I don't know. Anyways, I'm being an idiot and quibbling about it, but you know, there you go. It's exactly like, other than that, it's exactly like the original record. If you have an illuminated magnifying glass, which I do thanks to this man who loves me, I can read the liner notes without having to dig through the book if that's the way I want to do it. And there's a lot of course, it goes without saying, there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. You get the whole pick, you even get, holy smoke, what is this now? You even get, this is important, the Glenn Gould Silver Jubilee CD. And the Glenn Gould Silver Jubilee CD is kind of like, it's the Glenn Gould equivalent of the Who album Odds and Sods, with the absolutely wonderful addition of, in addition to a whole bunch of musical odds and sods, him playing with Elizabeth Schwarzkopf, which is great, because they just did not get along. How odd. Then there's a couple of sort of little radio plays that he has written, where he assumes many of the voices. And he thought these were really funny.
Yeah, he fancied himself a bit of a comedian and you know, an on-screen personality. He certainly was that. He was a CBC darling.
Hey, look at this photo. Look at this man. Is this not the... Oh, yes, I am just the funniest.
How pretentious is that?
He was a very strange man, Mr. Gould. Having said that, I love this record.
Yeah, it's fun.
Makes me laugh every time I listen to it. What's not to like about a record that makes you laugh every single time? It goes right down to his last record, what is this? No, this isn't the last record. Maybe this is not in order. And of course, oh, this has got CB. It looks like a European CBS look about it. Well, this one, it's hard to say.
There's 81 CDs as a part of this box. If $170 is correct, and that's just
I seem to remember it being just under
$2, almost $2.10 per.
Dropout. This is a hard one to get. He talks about, sorry.
When I no, it's good. When I looked it up earlier, just before we started to roll here, there's only 3 of these in CD form on Amazon right now, and nothing less than $882 Canadian will get you this. So that's a lot more than $10 per.
Yeah, that's, I mean, just on the record here, I loathe collectors that do stuff like that. And I spent a lot of this week watching some videos of various record collectors, and it really seemed to me that all they talked about was how much the bloody records were worth. Now, the collection you see behind me is a pretty typical, what I would call, music collection, in that there are indeed some pricey items in there, I'm sure. Might even sell them someday, you never know. There's also a lot of records in there that aren't worth diddly. And a lot of the time, the difference between those depends on who's looking at the record. So I have things here, I have reams of, for instance, sealed 12-inch disco singles from French Canada on RCA. I don't even want to open that genie up.
No.
But I know people that'll pay you $10 a piece for them. So there it goes. We collect for the music here. The whole lap of luxury is devoted to collecting, creating, and archiving great music. So anyway, yeah, you got to how far?
I think I got to 30 so far.
I got to, I'm still doing it every once in a while, but now, the Hindemith piano sonatas, I got to that. So
but as you mentioned, I cheated a little bit, and I did fast forward in time a little bit and grab some of the. So really, it's only on the order that I've.
Now there's still a lot of Glenn Gould out there that's not in this box set. You got to remember, these are only reproductions of the albums, vinyl albums he made, which basically means that the last record he made, which was not the second Goldberg's, it was the Brahms record after that. I think that was the last record issued before he died.
Sessions, so similar time period.
Yes, I think this covers everything up to that.
Yeah.
Now, subsequent releases, there's a lot. There's, well, you've got We Are That Sucker.
Stuff.
Wait a minute, I'll show you the CBC stuff. You want suckers? Where is it? Here.
Oh, I'm being suckered right now. I can feel it.
This. Even I don't have this.
Oh.
So now, there's a lot of this stuff out there. It's all very worthwhile. This is only 10 DVDs.
54 to 77. And this is all CBC stuff, I think.
Yeah, like the CBC did document this man really well, which is great.
He had a secretary of the CBC, for Christ's sake.
That's right.
He had an office.
That's right, I forgot. And he had his own producer, which, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I do not regret having bought mine. And the book is great. I mean, this book would probably be $40 on
Easy.
itself.
Sure.
You know, it's a nice touch because it's not. Again, I diss the Pink Floyd box set, but the Pink Floyd box set, I mean, let's face facts. It's for children. It's got to have lots of little toys and things in it. The immersion box sets actually have marbles in them. And like, what a pain in the ass to put marbles back. This is for adults. There's a hardcover book that you can sit in your chair, put on your glasses, smoke your pipe, read the book, and you can play Gould doing, this is the one. Oh, that's not the one. This is a great one. The Philadelphia Brass Ensemble doing Hindemith with, this is really hard music. This is not, most people think of Gould as, oh, he plays Bach. He plays Beethoven. He did a lot of he's championed a lot of 20th century music. And
some pretty atonal shit too, like
well,
not your normal.
This has got an alto horn part in it that apparently is impossible to play.
Yeah.
And the poor guy in the this is in Kasdan's book.
Right.
The poor guy just about killed himself trying to play these horn parts, and yet they pulled it off. So that's a great record. And you can buy this stuff, or you could buy, I think, most of it in the Glenn Gould reissue series that Sony did, which is a great series. You can buy all this. You can probably buy almost all this stuff singly if you don't want to buy a $10 set. And now for $10 a CD, which is kind of expensive. When I bought it, I thought, you know what? That's not a bad deal. $160. What the hell? Look nice up there on the mantelpiece. Right? Look at that picture, Glenn, right there.
In the early 90s, there was a box set. I think it was just called the Columbia Collection or something like that.
Yeah.
And it didn't have nearly as many CDs. I think there may have been 20 or something along those lines. But it was already a lot like $250. And I hummed and I hawed, and of course they sold out because they only had 2 copies in stock at A&B. And now this thing is long out of print. So I couldn't find it yesterday on Amazon, but I know that it's in excess of $1,000.
It's funny though because
but now I don't need it. I got this for
the whole collector's market is so weird. I remember I'm a fan of Samson Francois, the great raconteur French pianist, and he did a lot of Debussy, did a lot of Chopin, and very, real sort of rock star. But EMI France put a box set of his out that was all kinds of odds and sods, like, 8 CDs, including some music he had done for films, really hard stuff to find. And I bought it. It was about $40. And it was in and out of print in no time, and within 3 years, I saw it for $700. Well, then I thought, wow, geez, maybe, I didn't want to sell it, $700. And then about 4 months later, EMI put out the complete Samson Francois.
That ruins that other program.
It immediately plummeted to $7.
Yeah.
It's like the stock market. And of course, the complete Francois has everything in it. So, I bought that. And then I had this box that had been worth $1,000. Now it's worth $10, so I gave it to our partner, Gwen Ramage, who enjoys it to this day. So there you go. Collectible. We don't buy stuff because it's collectible. We buy stuff because it's good. This was good. That it's collectible is great should we both fall over dead. Our respective families can probably box about a $700 bill out of these. So there you go. I guess it was better than spending it all on heroin. Yeah. Anything else?
No,
What did we miss?
Oh, we probably missed a whole bunch. I mean, the thing's fucking huge, but
Well, I mean, but the great thing is it's simple. There's a
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
The CDs. Look at that cover.
I know.
Ooh, I can't see it.
It
but
works.
my eyesight's no good. Well,
the box works.
yeah, the box really works, and it's very good looking.
Yeah.
Like I said, they got a really great, iconic picture of the
Yeah.
young god.
It's full on Hanson.
That's when he broke. That was the guy everybody was looking at. He was the Leonardo DiCaprio of the classical piano, and the back is blank. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's very tasteful. Yeah. Anyways, we'll try to do some more shows in the lap of luxury. We might there's probably a lot of what were they thinking records lurking in these shelves.
Oh yeah.
So we'll probably get around to some of them later. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. He's got a channel too where he drives his old cool cars around. You want to look at that and subscribe to that as well. And hit the little bell symbol and make us all famous.
Thanks all.
Thanks.
Have fun. Stay dirty.
And keep the shiny side up.